A Kelp DAO rsETH exploit exposed how fake collateral can move through DeFi lending markets before risk controls catch up. The Solana DeFi label has been attached to the story, but the mechanism described runs through rsETH, Aave, WETH, and Ethereum lending. The important issue is simple. A lending platform is only as safe as the collateral it accepts. That distinction matters because the affected lending logic is specific, while the confidence damage can spread across DeFi users who only see another large exploit. The attacker manipulated the rsETH minting process and created 116,500 rsETH, valued at roughly $294 million in the available blockchain analysis. That rsETH was then used as collateral to borrow 106,467 ETH. Collateral is the asset a borrower posts, so the lender has protection. If the collateral is fake, overminted, or no longer reliable, the lender can be left with a hole even if the borrowing transaction looked valid at first. The borrow step is the dangerous part. Once bad collateral is accepted, real assets can leave the lending market before the system realizes the backing is impaired. Aave markets reacted by halting rsETH activity on V3 and V4. The Aave multisig guardian also moved to freeze WETH in lending markets as a precaution. WETH is wrapped Ether, a tokenized form of ETH used by smart contracts. Freezing it is a defensive move, not a full fix. It can slow new damage, but it does not automatically repay lenders or explain every path the attacker used. A freeze can protect remaining liquidity, but it can also limit normal users who expected assets to move freely. Emergency controls are useful only if the follow-up explains what happened. The goal is to stop damage without turning temporary controls into a fresh confusion for lenders. The bad debt risk is what makes this more than one exploit. Bad debt means the protocol has loans that are not properly backed by valuable collateral. Aave has a safety module designed to absorb stress first, but if losses become larger, liquidity providers can become the next group exposed. That is why Solana DeFi confidence and broader DeFi confidence can suffer even when the technical fault sits in a specific asset flow. Lenders care because they supplied assets expecting collateral rules to protect them. If those rules fail, the loss can move from a code bug into a balance sheet problem. Kelp DAO suspended rsETH contracts on mainnet and several Layer 2 platforms. The attacker also moved proceeds through Tornado Cash, which makes tracing and recovery harder. At the same time, no official reimbursement strategy or complete financial impact breakdown had been confirmed. That uncertainty matters for users because a patch is not the same as making affected lenders whole. A market can reopen, but trust usually returns only after the loss path is fully mapped. Tornado Cash use also complicates recovery because funds become harder to connect to the original exploit path. That makes public accounting even more important. The next proof points are a full incident account, a repayment or loss allocation plan, and safe reopening of affected markets. If Kelp DAO explains the minting weakness and Aave contains the bad debt, the damage becomes easier to measure. If details stay thin, Solana DeFi search attention will keep pointing to a bigger fear. Complex collateral systems can fail before ordinary users understand what they were lending against. The strongest recovery would be boring and specific. The bug path, the markets affected, the losses assigned, and the controls changed so the same minting flaw cannot repeat.